Hello everybody, it's me, it's PokemonTripHD. Welcome back to some more Dragalia Lost content. Now, the new Dragon Special is out for the month of August. I want to make this a sort of quick and sweet video talking about the Dragon Special, which features Shinobi, Konohana Sakuya, as well as Take Mikazuchi. Now, I don't know if I said that right, but Take boy. So it's going to feature these three dragons. I do want to mention whether you should summon or not. But before I do get started, first of all, 50,000 Eldwater side games. Bless you, side games. Like, they are ridiculously kind. Also, I believe this is going up one day before the new update is out, so update's coming out soon. Cannot wait. Update is going to be so much hype. Anyways, the next summon showcase, Dragon Special. Of course, Dragon Specials usually are a terrible place to summon. However, this Dragon Special is different. I did show off the rate of dragons earlier, and they are very, very good. Now, before I get started, there are a couple changes to this Dragon Special, which you can see right here. First being that 5-star featured dragons are now 2.4%, because if you remember, each one is at a 0.8% chance instead of a 0.5% chance. So you have a better chance at pulling these 5-star featured dragons. Now the 5-star featured adventurers are 0%. They no longer feature any 5-star adventures or 4-star adventures for that matter. You can see right here, no 5-star or 4-star adventures will be featured, and it's just dragons really. So dragons have more of a chance at being summoned, and of course the non-rate up dragons has less of a chance at being summoned. So this is overall, if you're looking for dragons, this is going to be a great banner to summon on, as well as, you know, these dragons in specific, which I'll be going over soon, because this is, like I said, they really buffed the rates for dragons. So it's going to be much easier to get these dragons than it ever was in any other Dragon Special showcase, as well as them being actually very good banners. So that's a little bit of background information on this showcase. Now, for the showcase itself, first of all, Shinobi is the best shadow dragon in the game at the moment, and will probably be the best for a while. I mean, if they power creep Shinobi, that's going to come to a big shock, because he's just insanely good. I believe every single shadow unit prefers Shinobi on them than you know, other dragons, because Shinobi is that much stronger. Now, why is Shinobi this strong? It's because of his skills and his abilities. Now, his skill doesn't play too big of a part, but it is, you know, it energizes the entire team, which is helpful. Of course, he doesn't deal too much dragon damage, but he does energize the entire team. So sometimes shapeshifting is a good thing to do. So again, and what happens when you energize the entire team is the next skill that you guys use is up by 50%. So energizing the team is nice. And then his abilities is where the great thing is. Again, strength plus 20% is pretty bad, but he makes up for it with shadow skill damage plus 90%. This was buffed up from skill damage plus 70% to skill damage plus 90%. That is a huge buff, and that makes him the #1 shadow dragon in the game. Again, if you want to pull for Shinobi, this is going to be a great time to pull for Shinobi. Again, like I said, he's the best shadow dragon in the game. So if you want Shinobi, you know, you might as well pull for him here. This is probably going to be your best chance to get him for the foreseeable future. So Shinobi, amazing. Next up, Konohana Sakuya. Again, she's pretty much just like Shinobi in terms of abilities and kind of skills. Her abilities is the same thing, but for flame this time. She is the best flame dragon in the game for DPS. She provides skill damage plus 90%, and she's better on, I believe, 99% of flame adventures in the game. So she's very strong, just like Shinobi. These are the two best dragons for their respective elements, you know, for flame and for shadow. Now, I believe there's actually some details on Konohana Sakuya where she's not better than things like Arctos or Cerberus in certain situations on certain adventures, but overall, she is the best flame dragon, as well as having a skill which increases the skill damage dealt by your next skill by 40%. Again, it's a little bit worse than energizing, so she is not good to actually shapeshift. You know, Shinobi's shapeshifting is going to be much better than Konohana Sakuya, because he energizes the entire team while she does not, and I believe you actually lose DPS if you shapeshift because of that, but I'm not 100% positive, so you know, don't take my word for it. Don't take my word as the gospel, but that is something to keep in mind. So you might want to not transform if you're Konohana Sakuya, but Shinobi, definitely transforming is a good idea, because you can energize the entire team. However, remember that if you do shapeshift, you are missing out on, of course, getting SP for your offensive skills, you know, with your units, and that can actually lower your DPS overall, because again, these dragons, their DPS mainly comes from this skill damage plus 90% ability, and if you're shapeshifted, you're not going to get your SP up by you know, getting chains off with your units. So that is a downside to shapeshifting, so you might not want to shapeshift when you're controlling Shinobi or Konohana Sakuya. But like I said, they are two of the best dragon in their respective elements, so they're both amazing to pull. And Take Mikazuchi is kind of just like a a consolation prize, I guess, if you're chasing off the other two. I would recommend you don't pull for Take. He's not the top light dragon. I don't think he's number 2 in light dragons because, of course, Cupid is number 1, and I would say Popstar Siren is number 2, and those are kind of, interchangeable between 1 and 2 depending on the setup, but they're both easily number 1 and number 2, and Take is probably behind at number 3. His skill is pretty long lasting, but you can change direction, etc., so it's not terrible. And his abilities, light strength plus 40% and light overdrive punisher plus 25%. Again, strength plus 40% is 20% lower than 60%, which is what Cupid has. And Popstar Siren has, I believe, strength plus 30%, but her, her skill makes up for that. So in terms of his abilities, he makes up for the missing out on 20% DPS by having Overdrive Punisher plus 25%. Again, this is only 5% higher if you combine them than Cupid's strength plus 60%, which is not really good because, again, this is only for Overdrive. If the boss is not in Overdrive, you're missing out on this 25% bonus, and you're only going to be doing 40% damage instead of 60%. So, again, during break, you're not going to have this Overdrive Punisher, which makes him much worse than the likes of Cupid and any other 60% strength dragon to come out for light, or even, a skill damage dragon, which will eventually come for light in the future. So, personally, I don't think Take Mikazuchi is worth pulling for, but if you are missing a Konohana Sakya, and if you're missing a Shinobi, or if you really want to pull a copy of one of these, and you can always unbind them later with Sunstones, whatever the case may be, I do recommend actually pulling on this banner. However, you do need to keep in mind that the anniversary is right around the corner, September 27th. It has been confirmed. They said that they're releasing like a picture book or something on September 27th. So you got to look forward to that, and you got to keep that in mind. You want to save some Warmite for that. Now, to pull a Shinobi or a Konosakya or a Take Mikazuchi with the boosted rates, 0.8%, it's going to take around 10,000 Warmite. So be prepared to spend at least that much chasing one of these dragons. You might spend more, you might spend less. It's going to depend on your luck. So, just keep that in mind. And again, good luck if you do decide to summon, but keep everything I said in this video in mind. Let me know if you do decide to summon, or what are your thoughts on this banner in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have just a great day. Also, the giveaway just ended. So if your name is Roy, check your email again. Thank you so much for watching. Have just a great day. Until next time, have a nice trip.